Good morning, my friends. How are you? This is Kate Lanigan McGregor, Rise Trainer, and I am here to, I don't know, confess. So, my confession, and it's in the title, is I showed up for a meeting with my childhood best friend who was in town for just the weekend doing family things and could meet for coffee or breakfast on Sunday morning. And so we've been messaging each other back via Facebook Messenger, which I find is interesting. And and so I got in the car and I was all like on my way and got there 10 minutes early, which was good because the place was busy, right? So I went up and I put my name in. It was at Dave's Diner in Middleborough. So I went in and I got my name. I got the little vibrating thing. I went outside and, I'm like casually sitting against like the stone wall, checking on my emails and checking the time in my emails and, looking around and kind of going through like that insecurity that goes from not having seen a old friend in a very long time and being like, yeah, just be casual. Like, it's fine. It's good. Like, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I go inside and when my little vibrator thing went off and I went inside and I sat down at the table, they sat us at a four top and I'm sitting there by myself and she comes over once. I'm like, I'm waiting for my friend. And so I'm looking at the menu and whatever. So I text her to say, we're in the back corner. So go in and go to the right. And she texts me back saying, it's next week I'll be there, not today. So she goes, I thought I said that in the message to you. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. Right. So here I am sitting at a table, taking up on this very busy restaurant, a four top so that I can so that I can be ready for when my friend comes that I haven't seen in I don't know oh god a couple of years, and then last time I saw her it was just briefly. So anyway, it was crazy town. So as I'm driving home, and of course now I get I had an order to get a takeout, so I'm like doing that, getting out of there, over tipping because I'm so horrified. I'm driving home and I'm like, how many times have I shown up a week early? Like if someone gives me instructions more than a week away and they're not specific, saying like, listen, it's not this week, it's next week, I could very well show up early. I've shown up early for meetings for the Realtor Association. I've shown up early for doctor's appointments for my kids when they were little. It's like, don't tell me something 2 weeks in advance. It's either like in my schedule for a long time or I show up that next one coming. And I think that's the difference between micro and macro. So, I always say like I've got my head in the clouds and my feet on the ground, and there's nothing in the middle. So I can either do like what I need to do that day and keep on pushing my peanut that day, or I'm in the upper sections of my brain dreaming and planning and creating and cultivating, but there's nothing in that midterm. So what do I do about that? And what do I do today about that? And what I'm going to do today about that is clean up all of the dangling things I have out there. My certified distance educator certification was in November. I signed up for my renewal, which was in March, and so I started it. I got a couple done, and I'm like, oh, I got plenty of time. And so last week I got an email from them saying, your license has expired. Your certification has expired. I'm like, how could it be? I got it in November, but I never went back and finished it because all these other really urgent things came up instead. My real estate license is up for renewal. And the same thing, I've got all this time and I've got it halfway done. I just need to enter in my continuing eds and I wanted to pick which ones I'm entering. And so, I'm going to be against the wall on that one. And I could go on. There's many more that I kind of have out there dangling. One of them was something that was putting my name in for an application for the education subcommittee. And I had sent out to my friend to look at my information and then I hadn't heard back. And I'm like, just send it in because done is better than good sometimes, or done is better than perfect, right? So anyway, this week, my goal is to be a finisher, to go back to all of those things that are hanging in the, like dangling, and just get them done. My excise tax, right? I was like, knew I had excise tax and we have a bunch of vehicles, like various like trailers and this and that. And I'm like, where are my things? I got to get that excise tax done, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And but they hang there. And what they do is I think that they don't make it clear for me when someone invites me to breakfast 2 weeks away. It doesn't make it clear to me that it's not something that needs to be done right away. Right? I'm missing that middle. I've got my out there long-term plans and planning and chipping away at, but weeks can go by and I don't get that middle stuff. What about you? Does this resonate with any of you? And what are your solutions to this? My solution for today is to be a finisher, to go back and really truly like get all of the stuff that's dangling off of the books so that I can have some clarity and some openness in evaluating like time. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. This is yet another confession by Kate Lanigan McGregor, inspiring confidence to be your Rise trainer because she shows up weeks early. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon.